Welcome to Selby Stadium in Enid, Oklahoma. Broken Arrow Tiger football is on the air. Tonight it's the regular season finale as the Broken Arrow Tigers take on the Enid Plainsmen. I'm Charlie Hanneman with Steve Spavital up here in the booth. We'll check in with Ryan Wyckoff down on the field in just a minute. Spav, the Tigers 7-2 on the year, 5-1 in the district, trying to get to 6-1 and hoping for an Edmond Santa Fe loss to sneak out a district championship.
Absolutely. I mean, it's an important game. This is getting us a home playoff situation, and there's nothing better than having a game at home, a playoff game, and get ready to go. But the only difference is, like Coach Alexander was saying, we really don't know who our opponent is, so therefore, you got to work versus 3-man fronts, 4-man fronts, and all kinds of different things. So, but there again is we need to give them other teams things to work on as well.
Tigers held Edmond Memorial to just 3 rushing yards on 26 carries last week. The Enid Plainsmen offense has struggled this season. They've been outscored by 50 points or more 4 different times, 38 points in 6 district games for an average of 6.3 points per game. Let's check in with the third member of our crew down on the field, Ryan Wyckoff. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Charlie. Hey, we are down here on the field. Band still playing. It is a cold one tonight, low 40s, but no wind to speak of. I could see the coldness coming into play a little bit, though. I saw more dropped passes tonight in the opening warm-ups by both teams than I've seen in a long time. But cold night, but a good night for football.
All right, Ryan, thank you. And Spav.
They might be wearing gloves for the first time, too.
That's a good point. And as we kind of keep our eyes on the stats tonight, Sanchez Banks is up to 864 yards on the season. He needs 136 to get to 1,000 on the year. That would be the 11th 1,000-yard season in school history. Sanchez is 18th on the charts right now with 864. Isaiah Keller has 933 receiving yards for his career, the 2 seasons, last year and this year, so 67 away from 1,000 for his career. We'll keep an eye on that. Andrew Rame now has 2 career touchdowns. This will be his 45th career start as he continues to build on that school record.
That's amazing, especially for a lineman. And his coach did basically the same thing at the University of Houston as well. Is he broke a record or holds a record of the most starts, consistently, and that is so hard for an offensive lineman not to be beat up or to held out. So what he has done is just really remarkable.
The captains for both teams are making their way out to midfield for the coin toss. The Tigers have Keller, Machota, Tolbert, Slusher, and Andrew Rame. And it's nice to see number 9 in white back suited up for the first time since the Norman game back on October 4th.
Absolutely. He's such a valuable asset, and hopefully we just control him a little bit, just give him some game time like you were talking about earlier, a little timing, little execution with him, and then get him out of there.
Harold Hill is our referee tonight. Glenn Williams is the umpire. This is an Oklahoma City-based crew. I don't think we've seen them. We definitely haven't seen them this year. I don't know if Coach Alexander has worked with this crew at all based on the pregame conversations. The Plainsmen are coached by Rashawn Woods, former Oklahoma State standout receiver, 293 catches for more than 4,400 yards as a Cowboy. Set an NCAA record with 7 touchdown catches in a game against SMU back in 2003. He was 56-17 in 6 years as the head coach at John Marshall in Oklahoma City before taking the job in the offseason. He is Enid's 4th coach in the past 8 years. The Plainsmen just 1-18 since moving up to 6A1 last year. The last win, the only win, coming August 31st last year against Ponca City, 20-13, the final.
I think he'll get this program rolling. He just need to get a little time, change the culture a little bit, and he'll be okay.
Harold Hill has the players positioned as a result of the coin toss here. Enid wins the toss and defers, so the Tigers will start with the football and will travel from west to east. Like Ryan said, not much wind to speak of tonight. It is cold. And we are still a couple minutes away from football as both teams have yet to take the field. So tell you what, we'll step back and Enid after this. This is Broken Arrow football.
Matthews Ford in Broken Arrow is known for offering nice deals on a great selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs, but we don't stop there. Matthews Ford helps to keep your vehicle running right in the quick lane. Tires, brakes, batteries, oil service, you name it, the factory-trained experts at Quick Lane can handle it, and on your schedule. Give it a try. You'll see why life is better in the quick lane. Log on to MatthewsFordBA.com for a no-hassle, informative, convenient, easy way to shop, which is a nice deal. Matthews Ford.
My name is Abigail Bailey. I was at my yearly checkup when I was 12, and we went and got x-rays, and she diagnosed me with scoliosis and that we needed surgery as soon as possible.
Tulsa Bone and Joint was very compassionate. They took their time with us. They answered questions. He was very encouraging.
Dr. Clark helped me see that there is life after spinal fusion. Just because your spine is fused doesn't mean that you can't do what you love to do.
Welcome back to Selby Stadium in Enid as the Broken Arrow Tigers take the field out of the inflatable tunnel. New uniform combination for BA tonight. The Tigers wearing their traditional white road jerseys with the black numerals, but with the gold throwback pants. So first time we've seen gold pants on the road this season.
Enid, I like it. I like the look.
Enid in all blue with white numbers and white trim. Charlie Spav and Ryan back with you here in Enid as the Tigers will start with the football to kick this one off tonight. Broken Arrow's offense has scored touchdowns on 7 of the first 9 opening drives so far this season, so hopefully Jake Raines and crew can make it 8 of 10.
Well, we're going to run the football, and that's one thing that we do well, but I think the biggest issue tonight is going to be the speed of the game. I'm not sure that Enid has seen speed like what we're able to do when we can run the football, so it's going to be tough on them because of the speed of the game.
Torrey Dillard is the deep man in the middle for the Tigers. Marion Horn is on the far side. Miles Slusher is also back deep as one of the possible return men at the 10-yard line. Still waiting on the Plainsmen, and then we'll have football.
Dangerous combination. This is what I was talking about earlier is our return game. We average around 21 yards per kickoff return, and as dangerous as the personnel we have out there, we need to keep that and possibly improve on that because the kickoff returns are just that hidden yardage that you need to have.
Victor Vega is the Plainsman kicker, a 5'8", 200-pound youngster. He's ready to give this thing a rip.
Yeah, he's a big boy, isn't he?
From east to west here at Selby Stadium. Vega's right-footed kick is away, angling toward the far sideline. It's short. Marion Horn fields it at the 11, up to the 20, across the 30, kind of cuts back toward the hash. She'll be brought down at about the 32-yard line. So a nice return for Marion Horn, and the Tigers will start at their own 32.
Nice cut. He just lost his balance on that. He saw the same, and I thought he was taking it. Just lost his footing there.
Jake Raines is the Tiger quarterback, 5'11", 170-pound junior, 56 of 92 for 1,034 yards on the season, 13 touchdowns, 1 interception. Last week he threw for 2 touchdowns against Edmond Memorial.
Well, we're seeing the 4-man front, so this is a little different than we've been seeing a little bit.
First down, Raines back to pass out of the gun, has time, looking for Keon Barnett. That's middle of the field, Barnett to the 10, forced out of bounds inside the Matt McCoy State Farm red zone.
Backs up to a neighborhood. And I'll tell you, I wouldn't doubt it if Crawford made it over the nets and into a backyard tonight on an extra point or a field goal.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. We watched that in pregame, Spav, and it's just that there's houses and woods back there.
I've coached here, and we've kicked it over that net many a times, and I tell you what, you lose it. It's gone. I mean, there's no fetching that ball.
It's a 4-play, 68-yard drive, just a minute 32 needed before Sanchez Banks found the end zone. It's his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Tigers are in front early.
Yeah, that was really an impressive little drive. We're just finding their weaknesses and attacking it.
Tyler Crawford ready to kick this thing off. Jaden Demericut and Sebastian Demericut back to return for the Plainsmen. Toe to leather. Crawford's left-footed kick is a driving kick. It hits at the 10, bounces. Sebastian Demericut fields it at his 5, makes the first man miss across the 15-20, and he's forced out of bounds at the 22-yard line.
I tell you, we're seeing some slippage on this field, and we know that we were told, like, in the morning they're going to pull this turf up because they're going to put all new turf in. This is an old turf, so, it's really hard. It's really slippery out there.
Maddox Mayberry, quarterback, 5'9", 160-pound junior. He also played against the Tigers last year. 6 of 20 passing with and 80. First and 10, Plainsmen from the 22-yard line. Mayberry gun. Plainsmen go motion. Mayberry hands off to the Ingram in on the stop.
See if they can create some room to run into. We fit it very well, though.
Plainsmen go motion again. Mayberry takes the snap. He's going to hand it off around the left end, and Rains out of the gun. Back to pass with time. Firing deep down the far side. That's hauled in and caught for a Tiger touchdown. It's Torrey Dillard.
One play touchdown. Had an empty set. We were 4 on one side, 1 on the other, and threw to the single receiver side on just a deep ball and just beat him deep. That's just man coverage all the way. And Dillard just did a great job.
5th touchdown for Torrey Dillard. It's a 45-yard score. It's 13-0 BA. Crawford on for the extra point. Snap spot. Left-footed extra point from Tyler Crawford. Up and good. 8:12 to go in the first. It's Broken Arrow 14, Enid nothing. This is Broken Arrow football.
Can you hear it? It's the sound of hope. And it's the sound of compassion, of open doors, where people and machines are in tune and miracles occur. It's the sound of personalized healthcare and active communities. It sounds like life, and it's what you hear when you really listen.
The Tigers of 1999 closed out the century with a 7-5 record. Rebounding from a shaky start to the season, the Tigers, led by junior Mickey Nickel and spirited senior Tyler Wellhausen, finished strong, going 5-2 in their last 7 games, including a thrilling 30.
8:12 to go here in the first quarter at Selby Stadium in Enid. Broken Arrow 14, Enid nothing. Tyler Crawford's left-footed kick is away and well into the end zone this time. No return. Plainsmen will start at their own 20. There's a flag on the play way back at the 40 where the Tigers kicked it. Hard to believe somebody would have been ahead of the kick, but looks like they're going to make Broken Arrow back.
I know it's bad. We've seen it a few times before where the kick if it's in play, but they were returning the hit to Broken Arrow. No, Broken Arrow had some big hits.
No, I see them playing. Yeah, I agree with you, Ryan. They're playing good football here. Really a factor, as you can tell. No, they're not afraid to return the ball, run the ball, north and south, throw the ball. I'm just
Crawford ready to kick this again from the 35 now. He runs up, left-footed kick, I should say, is still deep, angling toward the near side right. It's Sebastian Demericut who will return it. Makes a cut at the 15. Nice tackle by the Tiger special teamer. That was 36, Judean Floyd Wright. He's been all over it on special teams lately.
He has.
And the Plainsmen will start this drive at their own 18. So the penalty actually turns out worse for Enid.
Correct. Defensively, we need to get turnovers. We're +3 in turnovers. Good. But we need to create some things here. They're still using a lot of wide splits here, and they're using a fullback in the one-back set. So
Maddox Mayberry takes the snap. It's another handoff on first down to Trent Mitchell. Mitchell, though, has room. He shook off a couple tacklers across the 35 before he's forced out of bounds by Miles Slusher and Darian Moss, but he got all the way up to the 34-yard line, a gain of 16.
Boy, he just squeezed through there. There really wasn't a hole, but he found it. I mean, he just squeezed through it, got lost in there, and then bounced it out there. Made a good cutback.
The Plainsmen, Mitchell had 27 rushes for 144 yards, touchdown last week. He only touchdown, a 61-7 loss at UConn. First and 10, Plainsmen from their own 34. 7:40 to go first quarter. It's 14-0 Tigers. They give it to Mitchell again. This time it goes nowhere. Brandon Barwig all over it. Loss of a few.
Well, you can kind of see what happened there. They closed the split down between the guard and center. This is the left guard in the center. And you kind of sit there and do something up over here. And, you know, we had so much pressure on them, they couldn't get the trap out. They couldn't complete it.
It's a loss of 4. Second and 14 coming from the 30. Cam Mathis goes in deep motion. Hand it off to Mitchell again. Gets past the first burst of Tiger tacklers, and he'll get to the 33. Gain of 3. It'll be third down and 11.
Counterplay. Again, you know, something's up when the guard reduces his split, and then he pulled that time and ran the counter. He was the lead blocker on the counter, so some pretty good red flags there. You don't want to do that. It's just when you're splitting, when you're cutting your split down, you know something's up.
Third down and 12 officially. Play clock down to 5. Now 3. Enid's going to have trouble getting this one off. 1, and the Plainsmen need a timeout. Let's go down to Ryan.
Yeah, Charlie, just something to note when Broken Arrow goes back on offense here on their got taped or anything, but just maybe look for him to be a little bit ginger on that left. It looked like maybe a left ankle or something like that.
Ryan, thanks. Here's a score update from the other side of the state with 5:30 to go in the first. Norman leads Edmond Santa Fe 7-0. So we'll take that. Broken Arrow needs the Norman Tigers to help us out and get a win over Santa Fe so Broken Arrow can win the district championship for the second straight year. Coming out of the timeout, it'll be 3rd and 12 Plainsmen from their own 32-yard line. 6:14 to go first quarter. Tigers have run 5 offensive plays and scored 2 touchdowns. Maddox Mayberry splits his tight end out wide. They're going to throw it to him on the far side. That's caught by Tyler Holland. He's at the 30. Nice job by Kewan Tolbert to come up first man in on that tackle. And it's going to be a punting situation again. Machota was also in on the stop. They're at the 35. They needed to get all the way to the 44. So on comes the punt team again for Enid.
Yeah, they took the fullback and motioned him out, and then they ran the smoke to him. You know, and here again, the speed of the game. The speed of the
game. Back to punt. Low punt. Torrey Dillard fields it on the roll.
Right.
He's got a lot of room. 50 at the 45, at the 40, angling down the sideline. He's at the 30, tiptoeing, and he steps out of bounds inside the 20. So this drive for the Tigers will start already in the Matt McCoy State Farm red zone.
Well, the whole key to that was that he fielded the ball. And that's one thing I've been trying to get across to him all year is the punt return is field the ball on the bounce. Work to try to field the ball on the bounce. Get 10 yards behind the ball, then field it if you can on the one bounce. Let it go if it's after 2 bounces. And he did a great job, and I tell you what, he almost ran it to the house.
First and 10, Broken Arrow at the Enid 19-yard line. Jake Raines out of the gun. Takes the shotgun snap, hands to Sanchez Banks. They're running to the right side. Banks makes a nice cutback across the 15, down inside the 15 to about the 12.
We're getting kind of close there. It looked like our tight end and our wing, they're getting off the line of scrimmage quite a ways there. We need to push them up a little tighter. Great run by Banks, though. I just love that young man. He just does a great job.
Second down and 4 from the 13. They give it to Banks again.
Oh,
Spins inside the 10. Enough for a First National Bank first down. It'll be first and goal Tigers. And it looks like the 7-yard line.
Yeah, just missed the block a little bit. And he did a great job sticking it in there. Seven-yard line, first down and goal.
Torrey Dillard and Isaiah Keller, twins to the left. Jake Raines takes the shotgun snap, gives to Sanchez Banks straight up the middle. Nice cutback, and Banks is in for another Broken Arrow touchdown. Sanchez Banks is making it look easy.
Yeah, he saw that. You know, again, we traded the tight end over. Once we traded the tight end over, they didn't adjust properly. So he just cut it back to the weak side and was basically pretty much untouched when he went in there. He sees it. He really sees it.
You saw it, too. You were drawing it up on our monitor before the play even happened.
Well, you could see when they traded that, you know, they are not adjusting with it, and you have to. I'm from the old school where you draw a line down the middle of formation, and you have to have so many people on each side of the ball, and you can't be outnumbered by more than a half a man. So, you know, we had the numbers over there, or they had the numbers when we traded the tight end, but not to the weak side when he cut it back.
The Plainsmen have an injured defensive lineman down. That's causing the delay before we can kick the extra point. 20-0 our score with 4:09 to go in the first quarter.
You know, I'd like to see us do a few things, too, just to kind of have our opponents work on things like, you know, we have yet to throw a tailback screen all year. That would be something that I'd like to see the work on. And then, you know, some misdirection, some counters and stuff. We've ran some counters, and we've had a lot of success with it, but see a little bit more of it. Speed options, pop passes, you know, little things like that will help build our repertoire when we get into the playoffs.
John Graves is the injured Plainsman. They're helping him off the field. Santa Fe has added a touchdown to tie it in the first quarter. Mustang and Moore, the game of significance in the other district in 6A1, that one tied at 7 in the first quarter as well. Before we kick this extra point, let's go down to Ryan.
Yeah, you know, something to note, you know, it's almost 21-0, but still a lot of coaching going on here. Coach Alexander and Coach Jones both talking with Sanchez Banks during some of those plays, and as soon as he got off the field, just coaching him up on what holes to shoot and things like that. So a lot of coaching going on tonight.
Left-footed extra point from Tyler Crawford is up and good. It was kind of like a change-up. Maybe he's trying to keep it below the net, but the extra point is good. 21-0 our score, 4:09 to go in the first. This is Broken Arrow football.
In the fold flag, we see nearly 9 out of 10 dependents of America's fallen and disabled soldiers do not qualify for federal scholarship assistance. The Folds of Honor closes that gap. Join us in this noble mission. Donate today at foldsofhonor.org. This is your call to duty.
With kids, life is one big adventure. So So you need a strong financial partner like TTCU Federal Credit Union. They're always ready to help. And every TTCU checking account comes with a School Pride debit card. Every time you use your card, TTCU donates to schools. What better way to make a difference? Checking account, why not call it your living account? TTCU, life is better in balance.
Welcome back to Enid. Tyler Crawford's kickoff into the end zone for a own 20.
Now they're going to need to do something a little different here. It seems like everything what they're doing is they're creating red flags, and we're seeing them saying run.
The last scoring drive for the Tigers was efficient. 3 plays, 19 yards, a minute 15. Maddox Mayberry and the Plainsmen back on the field, trying to get something going against this Broken Arrow defense.
Well, we're not going to pressure them, and that's one thing I'm sure that Coach Hill's not going to do is put pressure on them, because I don't think he needs to. He needs to just really work on the fine-tune our defense and what we do, our reads.
Maddox Mayberry takes the shotgun snap, hands this off to Trent Mitchell. Mitchell has a seam on that left side across the 25, cuts to the 30. First down yardage across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
We just tried to two-gap something, and we didn't need to. We just need to hold our position and let it bounce out to us, and we'll be okay.
Zeno Marcaselli on that tackle, but not before Mitchell picked up 16 yards and a Plainsman first down.
A little bit too far, creating run lanes as well.
Mayberry takes the shotgun snap. He's going to throw it this time, and it's incomplete. Slusher's going to get flagged, I think. Was that Slusher? It was Slusher, yep.
Yeah. Just a little bit before the ball.
Pass interference. Call. It's hard to see. The stadium. We kind of lose it behind the players sometimes, but one pretty clear.
He read it. It was just, I don't think he was quite aware it was going to happen or come to.
The penalty is 15 yards, and it moves the Plainsmen into Broken Arrow territory for the first time tonight. 1st and 10 at the Tiger 49-yard line. Single receiver left to right. Mayberry takes the shotgun snap, hands off to Trent Mitchell. Mitchell tries the right side this time toward the middle. Nice run by Trent Mitchell.
Counter, and he bounced it.
Darian Moss and Slusher in on the tackle. And Plainsmen are close to the line to gain. Looks like it's going to be 2nd and
I didn't quite see the play here.
Darian Moss is limping on that. Ryan, keep your eye on Darian Moss and see if he can find anything out down there, as it's 2nd and a short 2 officially from the 41-yard line. Mayberry out of the gun, high snap. He's going to throw it. Has a man. Incomplete, though. It was dropped. He was looking for 24, Zach McCatherine.
Yeah.
They're going to sub Darian Moss out here. He's jogging off the field okay, but we'll keep our eyes on him as they take a look at him on the Broken Arrow sideline.
Yeah, we just need to make sure he's healthy for the playoffs. But we've got to really play sound defense here. We need to really work on our technique. If we're playing outside leverage, let's play outside leverage.
3rd and 2, Plainsmen. Mayberry hands it off to Mitchell up the middle. Nice Tiger defense. They're going to get him right at the line.
Great tackle, too.
Not much.
No, I tell you what, that was just a great tackle.
Corey Callens Jr. Then 1. Plainsmen are going to go for it. Line of scrimmage is the 50. They just need a yard to the 39. Out of shotgun. Tried to freeze count, and the Tigers jumped into the neutral zone. Looks like it was Brandon Barwig the first man across.
Yeah, they got the wide splits too, and looks like they were going to try to run something wide over there on the edge, I guess. I'm not sure. They weren't going to pull coming back across the center, but ran the freeze count on us.
Second penalty, first down for Broken Arrow on this drive. To go, first quarter. Broken Arrow leading Enid 21-0. It's first and 10, Enid at the Tiger 35-yard line. Maddox Mayberry out of the gun. Hands off Trent Mitchell. He's going to try and stretch it back to the left side, and this one is going to be swallowed up. Torrance Ingram brings him down for a loss.
You know, we did a great job keeping the containment this time. And, you know, he bounces it out, but we did a great job keeping everything contained. Linebacker comes downhill and makes a great tackle.
18, Griffin Stieber, sophomore outside backer, was in there getting his nose dirty as well. Loss of 2 on the play, second and 12 coming from the 37. 120 to go. Nothing. Has 2 touchdown runs. Mayberry back to pass.
There's that smoke again.
Far side has his man, but not much there. Still shy of the 35. Bryce Machota made the tackle. It was 82 Holland. Tyler Holland, the tight end, on the catch for Enid.
Well, that was the same smoke route they ran earlier, and they ran it the same identical way, and we defended it the same way as well. Be the game out of
12 coming here from the 37-yard line. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Mayberry back to pass. Tigers bring pressure. It's a little screen pass, and Zeno Marcaselli just blew that up.
Oh, man. And the quarterback got blown up, too. He was pressured real quick.
Here's another look on the AeroVision replay. They let everybody come on the screen, and Zeno Marcaselli sniffed that one out. Corey Callens Jr. was over there to blow it up, too. So incomplete, 4th and 12 Enid from the 7-yard line.
Screen is just hard to be successful when you're unable to throw the ball deep, and they haven't even thrown the ball deep, and it's you know, you're running the screen. It's not going to be successful because all of our players are playing down low.
Play clock down to 1. They just get it off. Mayberry out of the gun, under pressure, fires, and it's going to bounce incomplete. Tigers will take over on downs. They are looking for McCatherine, and that play never had a chance.
No, and the quarterback rushed it too. I think he knew that they were down to the last second. He got the ball, rushed pass. Everything was just off, you know, it was off timing right off the bat.
Before the Tiger offense comes back on the field, let's go down to Ryan.
Yeah, they're still working on Darian Moss. Looks like they're just going to retape that right ankle up. Doesn't look like anything serious. I would guess we'd see him probably here in a little bit, but still underneath the tent right now, so I haven't seen him jog off or see how he's looking on the taped ankle yet.
All right, Ryan, thanks. First attempt from the 37. Jake Raines is back to pass, firing down the near side for Miles Slusher, and it's incomplete, but a flag comes in.
That's awesome. We got Slusher out there.
25, Tyrese Neal was in coverage. I think he's going to be a player. So pass interference, the call on Enid. So first down for the Tigers as Coach Wilkinson started to dial up a deep post to Miles Slusher.
I know he's getting it, and he was open too. Just he wasn't quite a great throw at that time, but man, just having him out there, that just creates, you know, something for our opponents in the playoffs to worry about.
After the penalty, first and 10, Tigers at the Enid 48-yard line. 18 seconds to go, first quarter. Broken Arrow leading 21-0. Single receiver left. That's Keller. He comes in motion to the right now, trips to the right. Sanchez Banks to the right, the tailback. They're going to throw a quick little screen to Keller. He's got it at the 50. Tries to cut up field, shakes off the first tackle, angling toward the sideline, 45-40. Now cuts it back toward the numbers. A flag does come in. Keller's going to go 20-10-5 house, but I think this is coming back. There's a flag at the 40-yard line, close to the Broken Arrow sideline. LG Hill, the line judge, threw that one. I think it's going to be a block in the back. He's discussing this with the referee, Harold Hill. And they're marching it back. And, man, they're talking about this for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're going to bring the umpire, and the whole crew's going to huddle here. And Harold Hill will walk toward the home press box and signal a personal foul. What was that, Spav?
I don't know.
He made the signal right in front of his stomach, which unfortunately was totally away from us. So some sort of personal foul on Broken Arrow. So the touchdown will not count, and the ball will be boomed back to the Tiger 45-yard line.
What is that penalty?
Looks like they got him for a crackback block.
Oh, is that what that is?
1st and 17, and the clock expires, so that'll be the end of the first quarter. 12 minutes in the books here in Enid. Broken Arrow up 21-0. This is Broken Arrow football.
My name is Abigail Bailey. I was at my yearly checkup when I was 12, and we went and got x-rays. And surgery as soon as possible.
Tulsa Bone and Joint was very compassionate. They took their time with us. They answered questions. He was very encouraging.
Dr. Clark helped me see that there is life after spinal fusion. Just because your spine is fused doesn't mean that you can't do what you love to do.
Can you hear it? It's the sound of hope and health and strength. It's the sound of compassion, of open doors, where people and machines are in tune and miracles occur. It's the sound of personalized healthcare and active communities. It sounds like life, and it's what you hear when you really listen.
Stadium in Enid, second quarter about to get underway. Tigers leading 21-0, and with the ball, 1st and 17 from their own 45-yard line. Mustang and Moore now tied at 14 on the west side. Jenks has a 7-0 lead over Westmore and Norman, and Santa Fe tied at 7. 1st and 17 Tigers from the 45-yard line. They give it to Keller, and they're going to pitch it back to Miles Slusher. It's a reverse around the right side. Slusher has room across the 40, down that far sideline, 30, 20. Now cuts it back toward the middle, and he's going to be brought down at the 15-yard line. But a nice run by Miles Slusher on the reverse for a gain of 40 and a First National Bank first down.
And there's something else for teams to prepare for. You got him at wide receiver, that's bad enough, and then you got to reverse with him. Great job.
Sanchez Banks checks back in, and they bring Slusher out. 1st and 10, Tigers coming from the play. Play clock down to 6. Tigers will have to hurry. Trips to the left. Rains out of the gun as the play clock's down to 2. Plainsmen show pressure. They get the snap off. It's a throwback screen to Keon Barnett. Barnett has great blocking. He's inside the 10. Yeah. He'll stretch down to the 5. Late flag comes in.
You know, and that's the key, is great blocking.
And there's a flag from the back judge, and it's going to be a hold on the Tigers.
Was that from the...
The back judge threw it in. It looks like they got one of the receivers.
God, it's so good. I see the holding on that.
Let's go down to Ryan.
Yeah, Coach Alexander was Coach Keller toned on the inside and not grab on the outside of the pads.
Ryan, thanks. They'll move the ball back to the 19-yard line. 1st and about 14. 11 minutes to go, first half. Tigers leading 21-0. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Sanchez Banks, the lone setback to the right of Jake Rains. Rains out of the gun. Has time, sets his feet, fires.
Double move. Oh,
he was looking for Isaiah Keller. He was wide open, but he overthrew it.
Had a little double move going there, and it was there.
Second and 14 coming. Rains, that was his first incompletion of the night. Actually, his second. Check that as first officially, because the Slusher incompletion was a penalty. So
he was going to hit a Keller wide open in the end zone.
2nd and 14 from the 19. Raines gives it to Sanchez Banks. He's got another seam inside the 50 down to the 11.
You know, the hole was a mile wide there at the beginning, but their safeties are coming tough. Pretty good tackles. It's hard.
3rd and 8 from the 13 coming here. Tigers break the huddle. Torrey Dillard to the left. Isaiah Keller to the right. Raines will go under center on this one. Takes the snap, gives to Sanchez Banks. All kinds of room up the middle. Banks is in again. Touchdown, Broken Arrow.
Nice move. Run the power play. I like seeing the power play. He did a great job and bouncing it. Great job in there making the play.
3rd touchdown of the night for Sanchez Banks, and it's 27-0 Broken Arrow.
Yeah. One kid tried to tackle him low. Can't do that on Banks. He's just too powerful.
Crawford waiting for the PAT out of the hold of Bryce Machota. Snap, spot, Crawford. Money. 10-12 to go, 2nd quarter. Broken Arrow 28, Enid nothing. This is Broken Arrow football.
The Tigers of 1999 record. Rebounding from a shaky start to the season, the Tigers, led by junior Mickey Nickel and spirited senior Tyler Wellhausen, finished strong, going 5-2 in their last 7 games, including a thrilling 34-21 victory over the Owasso Rams in the playoffs, where sophomore running back Keith Jacobs set a single-game rushing record. This great moment in Tiger history is brought to you by First National Bank of Broken Arrow, a loyal fan of our community for over 100 years. First National Bank of Broken Arrow, the right balance.
Ten 12 to go, 2nd quarter. Broken Arrow leading Enid 28-0. Tyler Crawford ready to kick this off. And his left-footed kick is deep and driving. It will go just into the end zone for a touchback.
He wanted to return it.
Rain a little bit gingerly after that last year. So he's walking under his own power and stuff, but just something to look for. We may not see him in that next series.
Yeah,
Ryan.
We don't need to see him.
Ryan, thanks. Plainsmen take the ball at the left hash. 1st and 10 Enid from the 20-yard line. Mayberry takes the snap, hands it off to Williams, and Jalen Moss made that tackle.
Jalen did a good job just taking the tackle and pushing him down into the hole.
No game. Plainsmen will hand it off up the middle again to Trent Mitchell. Corey Callens Jr. tackle for loss there.
Great job with the D-line there, just holding their own and creating their and keeping the leverage that they needed to have.
I guess tackle for no. 3rd down and 10. 9 minutes to go here in the first half. 28-0 Broken Arrow. Maddox Mayberry out of the gun. Takes the shotgun snap. It's a handoff up the middle, and it's swallowed up.
Good job by the backers. Packers did a great job because we basically took our defensive ends and we put them in 2-point stands. Quick speed on the perimeter, the edges. The linebackers did a great job of taking care of the inside, the middle.
Blake Priest is back on to punt again as it's 4th and 5 from the 25-yard line. Torrey Dillard not giving much in the way of expectations here. He's waiting at the 45. Tigers bring the house. Priest gets the punt away. This one is better. Fair catch called for and made as Torrey Dillard backs up to his own 45-yard line. It's a 30-yard punt, the best of the night. Tigers will take over at their own 45 with 8:16 to go in the first half, leading 28-0.
They have yet to block our punt.
First and 10, Tigers from their own 45-yard line. 2 receivers left, 1 right for Jake Raines. And flag before the snap, false start on the Tigers. Sixth penalty of the night on the Tigers. Sanchez Banks cuts it back to the 45. Maybe they're going to mark him down to the 45. Kind of a poor spot there, I thought. I think he got across the 45 for a couple, but they'll get him at the 45, gain of 5, back to the original line of scrimmage, where it'll be 2nd and 10.
He's real close to breaking that thing. But, they're not putting pressure on. They're sitting back and
Jake Raines back to pass, firing far side. That's caught by Caleb Gamble, the tight end. Gamble has first down yardage. They'll mark him out of bounds at the Plainsmen 35. A First National Bank first down and the second catch of the season for tight end Caleb Gamble.
I'm trying to figure out what their nose guard did. He just fell down. Our guy didn't know what to do.
2 receivers left, 1 right for the Tigers. 7:23 to go, second quarter. As soon as we have another break. Jake Raines back to pass, firing, far side Keller. Caught along the side out of the 26-yard line, gain of 9.
Nice catch, too.
Tigers going tempo here. 2nd down and 1. Raines now gives some instructions to his offensive line, changes the strength for Sanchez Banks, moves him over to the left. Raines back to pass. Little double move by Keon Barnett. They've got him at the 10. He's going to try and get in, stretching in. Keon Barnett, touchdown, Broken Arrow.
God, that was easy.
Great block by Torrey Dillard to spring Barnett into the end zone, and it's 34 rip.
Basically, what we used to call smash combinations, where we had a short route on the outside and a flag over top. We kind of sailed it. But underthrown a little bit, came back, caught it, and then just made the yardage he needed for the touchdown.
Spot. Crawford's extra point is up and good. 6:33 to go, first half. We'll keep it here as Broken Arrow leads 35-0. And let's check in with Ryan Wyckoff.
Yeah, just to talk more about what you talked about. I mean, Raines came off of his guy, and then a great block. And also something else to note, you may have noticed, Crawford had his normal extra point through the uprights because we're going back to that west side where the net isn't. But we did talk to Bryce Machota after an extra point on the east side, and he did say that Crawford did let up a little bit so we wouldn't lose a football.
Got to protect the football. I like that. Spav, let's take a look at some of the scores from around the state. That Mustang-Moore game we've been following. It's high scoring. Moore leading Mustang 20-14
oh my gosh.
in the second quarter. Edmond Santa Fe and Norman are tied at 14 in the second, and at last report, Jenks continues to lead Westmore 7-0. So just to reset the district scenarios, if Norman beats Edmond Santa Fe, the Tigers will be the district champions. If the Santa Fe Wolves beat Norman, Edmond Santa Fe will be the district champ. Broken Arrow will be number 2. On the other side, Owasso is the district champion. If Moore beats Mustang, which is the score right now, Union is the 2 seed. If Mustang wins, Mustang is the 2, Union is the 3, Moore is the 4. Tyler Crawford's kick is away. This one is returnable. It's bobbled by Sebastian Demerica, and then it rolls into the end zone, so it will be a touchback.
That kid wants to return it, though. He really does.
Sure does. The last was a 26-yard by Ian Barnett. A 4-play, 55-yard drive that took 1 minute and 43 seconds. It was the second touchdown of the season for Barnett. Plainsmen will try the right hash on this drive. Didn't like it on the left hash last time. They'll mix it up a little bit. 1st and 10 from the 20. Mayberry hands it off up the middle.
The play's a little slow developing there. They had a wide split there between the guard and center on the fullback side, just trying to create some space there. And we're getting off our blocks and making the play.
53 Talon Wheeler was in there on the tackle for the Tigers. 6'3", 290-pound junior, mixing it up in the middle. 2nd and 9 coming here from the 21. Nicky Chinaska is the running back. They fake it to him. They throw it. They've got a man, and that was number 1, Cam Mathis, on the catch. He's across the 30 to the 31. He's got a first down before he brought Marion Horn.
Not bad, true. But, you know, the whole neat thing about what they were doing is they had a play action to it. You know, they motioned the fullback over and ran something, you know. Hadn't seen that out of them. That was quite impressive.
3:37 to go in the first half. Broken Arrow 35, Enid nothing. Maddox Mayberry takes the shotgun snap. He pulls it, throws it, caught by Zach McCatherine across the 35 to the 36. Didn't throw that in a place where he could run after the catch, so he just falls down at the 36, gain of 5.
Yeah. You know, just run the play action slant, which is what everybody's doing nowadays. So that's very popular because you're getting a lot of your linebackers are hitting downhill so fast on the run that it opens up a little spacing in there.
2nd and 5 from the 36 coming here. They hand it off to Chinaska. He's swallowed up in the backfield. Nice job by Torrance Ingram to get back there and make the tackle for loss. They'll bring him back to the 32.
I tell you what, Torrance is playing well. Oh my gosh! I mean, he was playing.
Chinaska took the handoff, headed back toward his right, and then bounced it to the left, and there was just nothing.
Mm-hmm. I tell you, those linebackers of ours are top notch, just top notch.
3rd and 9 coming from the 32 for Enid. The Plainsmen are 0 for 5 on 3rd down. Play clock goes down to 0, and then the flag comes in from the back judge. So delay a game on the Plainsmen here. It'll be 3rd and 14.
Well, like we're saying, Coach Hill's not wanting to blitz here, put a lot of pressure on him. So what he's basically doing is taking our defensive ends, standing them up. You know, you got Parker Darnell. He's standing them up here so they can add a lot of pressure on the perimeter.
Plainsmen to the line on 3rd and 14. Play clock is down to 5. They're going to have to get this one off in a hurry again.
Yeah, just trying
Mayberry under pressure.
Very
He's
nice.
Step up,
very
hit
nice.
from the blind side and sacked.
That's Parker Darnell. What a great That's what we're talking about. He's in a 2-point stance. They're creating space. When you create space with us, we're a better athlete than what they are. And when you create that space, it just makes it tough to protect the quarterback. And he just made Austin.
Parker Darnell brings up 4th and 17.
We got to be able to block one of these here.
High snap. The punt it looks like that was tipped. Dillard, bobble it. That wasn't Dillard. That was Adonis Ballard. Machota falls on it right at the 50. So Adonis Ballard was back there to return that punt and had a little trouble, but the Tigers survive and will have it 1st and 10 at the 50 with 52 seconds to go, and they're running the clock. Trying to get quick to the line here. Jake Raines takes the shotgun snap. Enid's defense wasn't set. Now they blow the whistle to stop it. There's some confusion there as they're going to wind the clock again. Enid didn't call a timeout, but they stopped the clock, wouldn't let them run the play.
Well, the clock was running, and we weren't able
Here's
to.
Raines out of the gun. Back to pass. Keller has his man beat, and it's just a tad overthrown off the fingertips, incomplete.
Gosh. That would have been awesome. Just before the clock, and we were at the line of scrimmage, and they were still on the sideline, and we were ready to snap the football, and we had the ball down and everything, and they wouldn't let us do it.
First half comes to an end with the Tigers leading 35-0. Coach Alexander is talking with referee Harold Hill, trying to figure out just exactly what the timing rules are here. We had a discussion before the game that we were going to keep it moving, but if you start the clock and the defense isn't on the field, then you should, I don't know, kind of a mess.
Yeah. I'm not sure what it is, but great half for us. Great half.
Total yards in the first half, 265 for Broken Arrow, 59 for Enid. And it looks like this discussion with Coach Alexander could take a while. So we'll step aside. We'll try and catch up with Coach on the way back out of halftime. 35-0 our halftime score. You're listening to Broken Arrow Football.
In the folded flag, we see the heavy price of freedom. Nearly 9 out of 10 dependents of America's fallen and disabled soldiers do not qualify for federal scholarship assistance. The Folds of Honor closes that gap. Join us in this noble mission. Donate today at foldsofhonor.org. This is your call to duty.
With kids, life is one big adventure. So you need a strong financial partner like TTCU Federal Credit Union. They're always ready to help. And every TTCU checking account comes with a School Pride debit card. Every time you use your card, TTCU donates to schools. What better way to make a difference? Checking account, why not call it your living account? TTCU, life is better in balance.
In 2019, Breaking Down the Walls was actually a very fun event. A lot of students went out, and I got to meet a lot of new people, and it was a great time to connect and bond with people.
Breaking Down the Walls is a one-day, all-school day event where students come, no matter what you do, who you are, you can come, and we do lots of talking to different people and lots of like icebreaker games. And it's just a really fun time to connect with people you wouldn't normally get the chance to connect with.
The purpose of Breaking Down the Walls is so you can make students on campus more aware of what's happening around with other people's lives, because on a daily basis most of us go day in, day out, and we don't really think about others or what may be happening, or we get caught up in stereotypes, especially in high school. So Breaking Down the Walls really puts an emphasis on life outside of high school.
Breaking Down the Walls is beneficial because it can give you the opportunity to see what your peers are going through, and it can introduce you to some people that you never met, and it can build relationships with people that you might have not gotten the opportunity to build a relationship with.
One of my favorite things for Breaking Down the Walls was definitely the final event was Cross the Line. It was probably the most tear-jerking and most emotional part of the whole event. It's where all the students got together and where they became like more aware of what was happening.
I think you should definitely do Breaking Down the Walls, and the only hesitation I can see someone having is, not wanting to have to talk to people or being nervous to, interact. But the thing is, everyone's nervous and everyone's a little bit uncomfortable at first, and it's just something that slowly fades away when you're there.
What I would say to people that are thinking about going next year, or even if they're not thinking about it, I think you should definitely look into it. It's very eye-opening and it's an amazing activity. It's really something.
Wildcat formation. They go to the right. Sanchez Banks trying to clear a path. Keller stretching for the corner, diving for the pylon, and he's in. Keller gets the 2-point conversion, and the Tigers take a 1-point lead. 41 seconds to go. UConn with the ball, 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. Dutton back to pass, sets up, looking deep. Bryce Machota makes the pick, and the Tigers are going to win on homecoming.
I started cheer when I was a freshman. Before cheer, I tumbled for like my whole life since I was 2, but I never stunted. I became a flyer because I'm 5 foot tall, and I mean, I'm not necessarily not strong, but like not as strong as other people. My favorite thing is probably like seeing things from a different perspective and like just being kind of the center of attention. The people that lift are the bases. There's 2 of them, and then there's a back spot that's holding your ankle and lifting up. There's a lot of pressure whenever you're a flyer because you're the person that everyone sees, and usually when a stunt doesn't hit, they blame the flyer first. There has to be like a lot of trust between everyone in the stunt group, but you can't really think about it because if you think about it, then it's not going to go that well, but you just have to put everything in them and just believe that it's going to go well.
The biggest thing I enjoyed the most in Mr. BA was probably having to learn the group dance. We went over that like 40 times, and at the end of the night I was exhausted, but it ended up being worth it, and it was just so much fun getting to meet all the other guys.
My favorite part of Mr. BA would probably have to be just how involved all of the guys got into their acts and performances. It was really cool working with all the guys and just seeing how into it they got.
I think guys you should do this next year because it gets you out of your comfort zone, and you get to meet a lot more great people and some of the staff around the school that I've never met before.
Guys should do this for the experience, for the fun, for the thrill, not necessarily if you win or lose, but just the experience of having the group of people with you.
I'd have to say my favorite talent has to be Braxton Repslogers.
I enjoyed Braxton Repslogers laying sod. It was pretty hilarious.
He laid down sod on stage. I feel like he was Mr. BA for coming up with that idea alone. I would have never thought about laying sod on stage.
My talent was I was a magician. So I got up there and did a couple magic tricks, brought one of the judges up on stage to perform with me. She did an awesome job, and it was really fun.
My talent, I put a lot of thought into it, and really my talent was eating cereal on stage in front of everybody because, you know, not a lot of people are comfortable with the way they eat cereal.
The winner of the 2019 Mr. BA pageant is Grant Galloway.
So as soon as they had announced my name and had announced the fact that I had won Mr. BA, I was in complete shock and I had no idea what to do. I just stood there in absolute awe. And I kind of looked around for a second and I was like, I won Mr. BA? It was really, really cool hearing all the audience like cheer my name, and like it was a really fun time.
This whole camp experience, this theatrical experience for a week, feeds me. It's actually selfish because it's what keeps me going for the rest of the year.
It's been really, really amazing. I was really intimidated going into this because I knew I didn't have the experience under my belt. A lot of these kids are already friends or have done theater or this camp together before. And so I was like, how am I gonna make friends? How am I going to do my best if I feel like I've never had any proper training? But this is a boot camp, you know, they're here to help me and to make sure I do my very best. I've learned so much because of this, and I've obviously made lots of friends and I've had a really fun time.
I see kids, especially the repeat ones that I get to see now that are in their third year, and I'm like, I'm watching you, and mainly what I've watched is evolution.
It's really great to be a third year because I feel like you've met so many new people, and so you have people that you've known from years before, and then you meet more people and you get to know more teachers in that school.
I love theater so much. It's really helped me find who I am as a person and to build up confidence.
People have more confidence. Kids are growing, and I don't mean this way, I mean here. And of course, whether they decide to do music, choreography, dance, be a writer or director. It's almost like we all, the faculty and I, and everybody who works here, are giving them the bigger gift, which is believe in yourself. Go forth in what your purpose is.
I have changed over the years, and each year I just got more confident with myself and trusting others, and this place really has grown in the best way possible with all the people changing and having more confidence in themselves like me.
My favorite part about this camp is the relationships that you make with people. I mean, we talk all year, we have a group chat, and we like tell each other about performances. And I met my best friend who's here at the camp. She lives in California, and then I have some friends that go to Union and just different schools just around Oklahoma. It's really cool to have friends from different places.
To get my faculty together, you would think, oh no, it's going to be so hard. They all have either started with me, or most of them have repeated, or people are clamoring to come.
There have been a bunch of ways to go about acting and dancing and all the choreography that they've taught us that have just totally changed our minds on how to go about it, or just different ways to look at it, your point of view. Anything we did had to mean something, and that was probably the most educational thing that I found.
The Skype sessions are really cool because we get to talk to people who have more experience than we do, and we just get that extra leg up on like how to get started, what it's like being a Broadway star, and what you have to do. It's just really good to like talk to those people and be able to ask them questions because they're really educated.
I'm so lucky because a lot of my faculty, not just me stay in touch with the kids, but the faculty will too. We've written letters for them to go to college. We have some kids who are now in college doing music. And dare I say, in the future, if I don't have a Grammy winner, a Tony winner, an Emmy winner, and an Oscar winner, then something's up. Because I'm putting money down. Oh, let me rephrase that. I'm not a betting woman, but if I were, I'd put money on it.
I know that I want to be like her someday and just get my voice out there. So yeah, it's very inspiring, and it gives me reassurance that I can do the same.
I'm just so excited that we've been able to do year 5. So many camps don't make it past year 2. I can't wait for the 20th year.
He could go 20, 10, 5, house, a defensive touchdown for Broken Arrow, another one. They gon' have to hold me back, hey. They gon' have to hold me back, yeah. Really on guard, yeah. Really on guard, yeah. They gon' have to hold me back, yeah. Really on guard, yeah. Really on guard, yeah.
The
Spotlight series at the Broken Arrow Performing Arts Center is filled with Tony winners. The Color Purple, Finding Neverland, Tony winner and Oklahoma native Kelly O'Hara in concert, and celebrate the holidays with the legendary Kristen Chenoweth and Sandy Patty together in concert. For more information, visit brokenarrowpac.com or call 918-259-5778. The Broken Arrow Performing Arts Center and the Kristen Chenoweth Theater, bringing the world to Broken Arrow.
(1982) was a year of overcoming adversity for the Tigers. After starting the year with a victory over Sand Springs, the rest of the season produced a series of disappointing losses to Memorial, Jenks, McLean, and Muskogee. But there's no quit in the Tigers, as team leaders Bill Zachary, Ronnie Hill, and David Alexander helped the team rise to the occasion and beat East Central to go 5-5 for the year. This great moment in Tiger history is brought to you by First National Bank of Broken Arrow, a loyal fan of our community for over 100 years. First National Bank of Broken Arrow, the right balance.
Welcome back to Selby Stadium in Enid. Still halftime here as Broken Arrow leads the Enid Plainsmen 35-0. The Enid Marching Band just wrapped up its performance at halftime here on senior night, completely in the dark. Yeah, I guess it was intentional. Kind of cool. Again, with the dual press box here at Selby Stadium, we got a nice reverse view of the show. So they did a little fireworks down there in the west end zone, which was kind of cool.
I think it just took time for the lights to come back on, didn't it?
No, that's not the plan. These are modern LED lights. These are nice, and they just hit a button and they pop back up. But we've got 1:50 on the halftime clock here. And then we'll put 3 minutes back on and warm back up. But, Spav, how do you approach the second half of this one? You're going to have a running clock. For all intents and purposes, this one's over. But what do you try and do here in this last half of the regular season?
No, just the importance of the game with the little things. We've had 6 penalties already, and we need to cut back on those things. And just really work on the game, work on the possession time, work on field position. Eliminate all of our penalties and little mistakes, but just, work critical situations and, play a lot of people and do not get any of our starters hurt. And I think that's the most important thing. I mean, obviously they're not going to come back from it. They're doing a pretty good job. We don't need to put pressure defensively. We just need to make sure that we just keep our health, play a lot of players, continue with good special teams, and we'll be okay. Just have a good mindset with that.
Westmore is on the board. The Fighting Lorenzo Williams have tacked on a touchdown. It's now 17-7 Jenks at Allen Trimble Stadium in the second quarter. Mustang and Moore has been a shootout. They forgot the defense, I guess, or the defense is overmatched. 28-28 now, second quarter score there. Union comfortably in front of Edmond North. The Huskies have struggled all season. 1-7. That can't be right. How can they be 1-7? This is game 10.
Yeah.
I think maybe the internet machine forgot to update the records here. So that ain't right. But I think it's 1-8. 1 in the rest of them for the Huskies.
But what a game with Mustang and Moore, huh?
Yeah.
God, 28-28.
If you ever have a chance to come out here to Enid, because you have some sort of engagement out here already, I would highly recommend the Flamingo Lounge. Spav and Ryan and
the hamburgers are unbelievable.
Interim Director of Spotting Dusty Dildine joined us at the Flamingo for burgers before the game, and it was tremendous.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I went with the grilled onions. Spav went with the raw onions. Dusty got a bologna that was like 7 inches thick.
Yeah.
Steve Collins giving some meal recommendations. What was that? Blaze Barbecue also apparently a solid notch. And the Plainsmen are back on the field. The Tigers are jogging it out to the east end zone. And referee Harold Hill is trying to get out of the way and get everybody coordinated. And we can get this third quarter rocking and rolling. We'll check in with Coach Alexander as he makes his way back out to the field with Ryan here in just a minute.
This is probably one of the most difficult times on a coach is you want to coach hard because you're going to play a lot of bodies, but you want to coach really hard. And because you want them, these are going to be your players next year, so you want them to perform real well. But what really kills you is your special teams. Trying to play a bunch of bodies on your special teams, you can have some issues there if you're not careful.
35-0 our halftime score. Coach Alexander's got his headset, and Ryan's going to grab him here. Let's go down to Ryan with Coach Alexander.
Coach, up 35-0 at half. First of all, what does it look like for your starters at this half?
Yeah, we're gonna sub everybody out. Enid would like to go to a running clock, and so we're going to sub all our guys out so we make sure everybody that we brought on the bus is going to get to play tonight.
And so up by this much, what is your plan? What do you work on most in the second half of a game like this?
Right now, with the guys that are going in the football game, we just like to see them, grow up a little bit, get some game experience, calling plays on the field without coaches next to them, right, and just see if how they can execute in a varsity football game on a Friday night.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
And that's a great comment there. Just kind of like we're talking about. You're going to play a lot of players. He's going to coach them hard. He wants them to perform well. And, that's what it's all about. You're going to play a lot of people here. It's going to be a fun half here.
Tigers brought a little bit larger of a travel squad than usual for a road game this far away, knowing that they probably would have a chance to get some reserves in. And, there really is no substitute for experience. We saw Jake Raines as a sophomore last year get a lot of time with the third unit, or he was the third quarterback with Q and Tate Robards last year. So that experience helps because it is different under the lights.
But these backup kids have been practicing all year too. It's their time right now. But as coaches, we can't just sit back and just say, okay, he's a backup, he's playing. You got to coach harder than you really do when your starters are out there.
Seth Dodd is warming up on the Tigers sideline and spinning the ball in his hand, so it looks like we'll see him at quarterback to start the third quarter. He played in 4 games as a sophomore, completed 2 of 3 passes for 18 yards. He's 1 of 1 for 7 yards so far this season.
And with the running clock, this half is going to go extremely fast.
Let's go back down to Ryan.
Yeah, as you said, Seth Dodd warming up and the second teamers getting ready to play. I did also notice Andrew Ream down here. No crutches or anything like that, just some ice around that left knee. So it doesn't seem like anything serious, but just had an observation as I'm down here on the sideline.
Yeah, that's good to know. Got to keep him healthy because we're going to need him throughout the playoffs. Tyler Crawford is ready to kick this off for the Tigers. Enid's kick return team is taking the field, and we are ready for the third quarter. Thanks for hanging with us at halftime. Charlie Hannema, Steve Spavital, and Ryan Wyckoff with you from Selby Stadium in Enid. Crawford with a line drive kick. It will bounce over the head of the return man, Jaden Demerica, just across the plane into the end zone for a touchback. He wanted to run that thing back.
I know. This kid, he wants to run it back.
There are dueling Demericuts out there. They're not the tallest players in the world, about 5. They have both tried to return kicks that have bounced over their heads just into the end zone.
This has been kind of interesting here, having our coaching staff just right here. Everything's open to everything. I wonder if Coach Wilkinson will let me call a play.
Twister.
How about a tailback screen?
Maddox Mayberry, the starting quarterback, still in the game for Enid. Trent Mitchell, the main tailback, is out there. So Enid has the ones rolling. 1st and 10 from the 20. They've already started running the clock. 11:40 to go. Mayberry and a flag before the snap. Somebody had a head start.
Yeah, a little illegal procedure there.
First and 15 coming out of the penalty. Two receivers to the left, one to the right. They're going to hand it off to Williams. Mitchell. Where'd I get Williams from? It's Trent Mitchell. He gets 2 yards to the 17.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy Mack on that tackle for the Tigers. Backup middle linebacker. He's made an impact the last couple weeks. Had a forced fumble last week. Broken Arrow Football is brought to you all season long by our One Club sponsors, St. John Broken Arrow and Tulsa Bone & Joint, the official health care providers of the Broken Arrow Tigers. TTCU Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Broken Arrow, the Arrow Group, and Matthews Ford.
Wow, those linebackers did a good job.
Griffin Stieber on that tackle. Mitchell just kind of saw there was nothing, tried to get back to the line as quick as he could, and it'll be third and a long 13.
Yeah, it was really nice there. Linebackers just came downhill just really fast there. I tell you what, Coach Higgins does a good job coaching those linebackers.
Maddox Mayberry out of the gun. Trent Mitchell to his left. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Mayberry back to pass. Whistle before the snap.
Right tackle.
There was some.
The right tackle moved a little bit there.
I almost thought we were going to have a timeout or something. Jalen Johnson in the corner was looking back to the sideline right as they were about to snap it. So it looks like maybe they're trying to get some of the pieces arranged. But nonetheless, start on Plainsmen, back it up, be third and 18. Clock running here, third quarter.
This is interesting.
They flared up. There was caught to get back to the 20th. Boy, sandwiched.
God, what a great play.
Marion Horn on the tackle. The Tigers have most of the starters.
His block and just sticking.
Blake Priest, the punter for the Plainsmen, has his toes on the backside of the 5. Deep snap. Tigers bring 1. It's a short punt. Low. Hits at the 40. Rolls forward. There will be no return. They'll down it at the 48-yard line. We'll say 30-yard punt between friends. First and 10 Tigers from the 48-yard line. Check that. As Parker Coyne, the other 3, back to return. He didn't return it anyway, but if he would have, it would have been Coyne, not Ballard.
Well, and we get the ball in great field position again, so we're putting a lot of new bodies out there right now.
Seth Dodd, the quarterback for this drive. 6'1", 184-pound junior. Michael Matthews is the tailback to his right.
Oh, run right into the power, threw it out on the edge.
Fire it out far side. That's complete to Dalton Jenkins.
Great job, great job. Just play action, threw it out on the perimeter. Little perimeter screen there. And
first catch of the year for Jenkins. Junior wide out, number 17.
Made a great play.
Gain of 4 to the 44. 8:05 to go, third quarter. Tigers leading 35-0. Dodd takes the shotgun snap, handoff to Michael Matthews. He bounces it back to the right. Took a big hit.
Did a
Gain of 2
great
to
job
the
cutting
42.
it back. What he's doing, he's running tight end trips, and he had the back over to the same side as the tight end, so that's like quads, and just ran it back, just ran a zone play, and he cut that thing back. Almost had it, but just took a good hit by a linebacker.
3rd and 4 coming here from the 42-yard line. 7:20 to go in the third. I formation behind Seth Dodd. Takes the snap, gives to Michael Matthews. Matthews across the 40, stretching close to the line to gain. They're going to mark him, I think, just short. Looks like it's going to be, man, they're very close. It depends
Yeah.
where they mark the spot.
Nice run too. You know, it was a power. He just didn't see the cutback like our other, like Banks would see that cutback, and he would have been really going to the house. But he did a good job sticking it, and that's what you want. You stick the play, and you get the yardage that you need.
4th and 1 coming here from the 38-yard line. Tigers will go for it here from the 38-yard line. Seth Dodd under center. Takes the snap. They'll give it to Matthews. He's got the first down
Nice
and more.
job.
Right to the 35-yard line. They'll mark him down there. First National Bank first down. Clock continues to run. 6.5 to go in the third.
Well, you know, just running the power, he stuck it really nice. You know, they got those safeties coming downhill pretty heavy.
Julian Mosley in at tailback now for the Tigers. First time we've seen him tonight. 11 carries for 60 yards last week against Edmond Memorial. He's got 24 carries, 123 yards on the season. Dodd will go under center again here, 1st and 10, and there's going to be a flag before the snap.
Yeah, fullback.
Jace Jones, the fullback, got a little carried away.
Yeah, he got a little anxious there, didn't he? But here's where you need to get on these kids. You know, they need to be able to run these plays, you know, execute these plays successfully.
1st and 15 coming from the 40. 5:50 to go here in the third. 3 receivers left. It's Spears, Jennings, Roselle, and Coyne. Outside to inside. Seth Dodd takes the snap.
Nice play.
Gives it Michael Matthews back to the right across the 35. Just got tripped up. Check that. That was Mosley on the carry.
Been waiting on that play. That's a misdirection. Counter. Pulling guard tackle. Loved it.
Didn't see the defender that got him, but it was just a one-arm, right arm caught him just enough to bring him down.
Yeah. See, the neat thing about running a counter to a nub side where they're just tight end is you can bounce it. You know, you can log it and bounce it, or you can cut it up underneath, you know, kick out.
Dodd out of the gun on 2nd and 7, fires. That's complete to Ty Roselle. Roselle across the 30 to the 29.
You know, that was good blocking. He came inside where he needed to stay outside.
First catch of the year for Ty Roselle. His dad is a firefighter at that station there right on Lynn Lane by Nienhuis Park, the one that's got the fancy BA logo on the bucket on their new truck. I think it's Station 6. 3rd and 4 coming here from the 29-yard line. 4 minutes, 25 seconds to go in the third.
Tight end trips again with the tray.
They'll give this to Julian Mosley.
Yeah.
He stretches to the 25. I think he's got enough for first down. They're going to move it. First National Bank first down.
We'll pull in the backside guard up into the hole there and give him a little lead play, trying to gain an extra blocker in there, extra gap.
If you're just joining us, the Tigers lead Enid 35-0 in the third. Jake Rains' night is done. 8 of 10 passing, 172 yards and 2 touchdowns. Sanchez Banks done for the night. 8 carries, 53 yards, 3 scores. 1st and 10 Tigers from the Enid 25-yard line. Seth Dodd under center, opens up, hands to Michael Matthews. Check that. I think that's Lance Young. We've got 2 tailbacks at 21. That's Lance Young on the carry.
Lance.
Old Lance picks up 4 down to the 21-yard line.
Well, we're running that outside zone, and he cut it back in there too shallow.
How did we let 2 ball carriers have Dodd under center on 1st and goal from the 9?
Power.
They're going to hand inside the 5 to the 4, where Jake America could bring it down. Of the season for Julian Mosley, and it's 41-0.
Great job. Running a little inside power. Followed his block.
Kept him churning because he got hit right at the line, and he dragged somebody 3 yards into the end zone. Crawford on for the PAT. Machota gets the ball down, snap spot. Left-footed extra point is up and good. 1 minute to go in the third. Broken Arrow 42, Enid nothing. This is Broken Arrow football.
With kids, life is one big adventure. So you need a strong financial partner like TTCU Federal Credit Union. They're always ready to help. And every TTCU checking account comes with a School Pride debit card. Every time you use your card, TTCU donates to schools. What better way to make a difference? Checking account, why not call it your living account? TTCU, life is better in balance.
The AVB Bank Spotlight Series at the Broken Arrow Performing Arts Center is filled with Tony winners. The color purple, Finding Neverland, Tony winner and Oklahoma native Kelly O'Hara in concert, and celebrate the holidays with the legendary Kristen Chenoweth and Sandy Patty together in concert. For more information, visit brokenarrowpac.com or call 918-259-5778. The Broken Arrow Performing Arts Center and the Kristen Chenoweth Theater, bringing the world to Broken Arrow.
Welcome back to Enid. It's 42-0 Broken Arrow. 1 minute to go in the third. Tyler Crawford will kick this one away. Moore and Mustang are at the half. Moore leads Mustang 28-21. Jinx and Westmore are at the half as this kick goes in the end zone for a touchback. Jinx 23, Westmore 7 at the half. Edmond Santa Fe opening it up on Norman a little bit, 28-14 in the third.
I thought Norman would give him a little tougher game because they had that quarterback for Norman is just really a good young player.
Plainsmen offense onto the field. And they're going to change quarterbacks and get Blake Priest in for the first time. He hands it off on first down to, I think, 48. Ty Wheeler.
Well, they're trying to run the counter there, and the fullback and the guard box same guy. So he used to say, we came downhill untouched and made the tackle.
It's T-A-E. You like Tay or Ty?
Ty.
We'll go Ty. Ty Wheeler on the carry. Down to 15 seconds left in this third quarter. Blake Priest takes the shotgun snap. He's going to throw it. Firing deep down the far side. He gets tangled up with Marcion Johnson.
Oh,
and
man.
They're going to throw a flag.
Oh, the ball. Was it catchable?
It's a matter of opinion.
Yeah, the ball, he just threw it straight up in the air, looked like. And as we were coming back for the ball, as they were coming back for the ball, there were contact.
Pass interference against the Tigers. So they'll move it up 15 to the 34. Clock is stopped with 3 seconds to go in the third. They'll wind that. I don't think Enid's going to be able to snap it here. 2-1. That's the end of the third quarter. 12 minutes to go here. Broken Arrow 42, Enid nothing. This is Broken Arrow football.
(1982) was a year of overcoming adversity for the Tigers. After starting the year with a victory over Sand Springs, the rest of the season produced a series of disappointing losses to Memorial, Jinx, McLean, and Muskogee. But there's no quit in the Tigers, as team leaders Bill Zachary, Ronnie Hill, and David Alexander helped the team rise to the occasion and beat East Central to go 5-5 for the year. This great moment in Tiger history is brought to you by First National Bank of Broken Arrow, a loyal fan of our community for over 100 years. First National Bank of Broken Arrow, the right balance.
Welcome back to Selby Stadium in Enid. Broken Arrow 42, Enid nothing. 12 minutes to go here in the regular season. Charlie Spav and Ryan back with you on Arrow Vision and 97.1 FM, the Sports Animal. We sure appreciate you tuning in all season long. We'll be with you on the Animal all the way through the state championship game. We'll be with you on AeroVision as long as we can. Confusion there on the play fake by Blake Priest. There's a busted play. There's a man open. It's 43 on the catch, who's, of course, not on the roster. He's going to go for an Enid touchdown.
Oh, gosh.
.43 on the roster, not listed. Nice catch, though. It was a 66-yard touchdown.
We just had a little confusion there, which, that happens.
They had confusion, too. They tried to play fake it to a
they
guy
did.
who wasn't even there.
I know. That play was just all over the place.
Victor Vega on for the PAT. Maddox Mayberry, the starting quarterback, will hold this. I don't know why the clock stopped. Left-footed or right-footed extra point is up and good. So 11:38 to go in the game. It's 42 play, 80-yard drive in a minute and 22 seconds. Back down to the field, and Ryan waiting for this one all game. Here you go.
Well, I'll first go to the stats here, Charlie. On the way up here, I was looking, and this fits with what Enid normally does in district play. They had not scored in the first half on any district opponent. They'd scored on one in the third quarter on a district opponent, and everyone else, if they had scored, it had been in the fourth quarter. But I will also give my uniform swag award of the game today. That goes to Bryce Machota. Bryce is rocking some silver Under Armour cleats tonight, but he also wins the award for practicality because, from the looks of it, he may be the only Broken Arrow player that brought a beanie in the sub-40-degree weather. So Bryce Machota wins the uniform swagger game award game.
That. We're going to have to get a sponsor for that next year. Keep that coming. I like those.
Yeah. And, of course, Bryce, I think his middle name is Stud.
Victor Vega is ready to kick this off, and how can you not root for this guy?
Yeah.
This guy's going to kick it off, make the tackle, and then...
And he's got a good leg.
Yeah,
he really does. You're kind of impressed. He just looks like he's a lineman that's kicking, and it just...
Probably can clean about 900 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a right-footed kick. This one's popped up in the air a little too much. A little too much loft on that one there.
Oh, going to hit the wide side of the field. Oh.
Was that Corey Williams on the return? It was 4. Do we have more than 1 4?
Yeah, Chauncey Forte.
I don't think they'd have Corey Williams in the game, but sometimes it's hard with the subs on.
Because he looks like he's a little small.
Yeah. Clock is stopped. I thought the clock was going to be running. 11:31 to go. They ran the clock like there was no tomorrow in the first half. I guess they were trying to get the fireworks in. Griffin Stieber is our quarterback now for the Tigers. High snap, all good. Hands off to Julian Mosley. Mosley's across the 30 to the 33.
Yeah, they lost contain. He bounced that thing pretty well. The play was actually designed to come in because we pulled the backside inside lead. And, he bounced it out and did a good job. Got 9 yards on it.
Stieber, a 6'3", 182-pound sophomore. Plays a little bit of outside linebacker.
Mm-hmm. I'm impressed with our talent coming back, too.
Another high snap, but Stieber's got it. Hands it off to Mosley. He's going to continue to rumble.
First down.
League 57 almost lost his britches there. He got a hike up, sir. First National Bank first down to the 37. The playoffs start next week. Broken Arrow will be home Friday night, 7 o'clock. Opponent to be determined. We'll be on the air with the pregame show at 6:30.
And this is like playoff weather right now. I love this time of year.
Don't forget, first round of the playoffs on in accordance with Veterans Day, all veterans will get in free to the OSSAA first-round playoffs. Stieber hands it off to Mosley again here to the 39, tripped up after a short gain. And we're inside 10 minutes to go. Here's a score. Got the Tiger 10 in the first, a 5-yard 4 play, 68-yard 32. Broken Arrow got the ball back and needed just one play. Jake Raines hit Torrey Dillard, a 45-yard touchdown. That made it 14-0. Still in the first, Sanchez Banks a 7-yard touchdown run. That made it 21-0. And here's Mosley. Mosley is trying to get free. Just one man to beat. It was 34. Damaris Porter that kept Mosley from a touchdown. He had a head of steam coming through the line there.
He hit that hole hard. Look how fast he's flying. Running a power play. He just stuck that thing fast now.
First National Bank first down to the 33-yard line. Second quarter scoring recap, 10-12 to go in the second. It was Sanchez Banks' third touchdown of the night. A 13-yard TD capped off a 6-play, 63-yard drive. Next drive for the Tigers, Raines to Keon Barnett, a 26-yard score. Nice touchdown block on that one. And then in the third, Julian Mosley made it 42-0 before Enid scored on a 66-yard touchdown pass to Damaris Porter.
Just running the old power play again. Having a lot of success with it. You know, that's pretty good when you can get 7 yards on basically. You know, second 3, 7 yards on first down. That's great. That's what we need to do. You got to understand that these backups here are playing against the varsity team.
Stieber under center. Takes a snap, gives to Mosley, stretching to the right side, now bouncing it back, cutting it inside the numbers 20 into the Matt McCoy State Farm red zone. They'll mark him down at the 15, enough for another First National Bank first down.
Very nice run. Run a little outside zone there, a little stretch kind of. Good blocking, good seal, good run.
First and 10 Tigers at the 15. 7.5 to go in the game. Broken Arrow leading Enid 42-7. Lance Young, the tailback. 1 yard deep of Stieber, offset to the left, and Tigers had a receiver fall down, trying to hold his place as best he could. So, false start on the Tigers. They'll back that up 5.
Well, that may be pretty good. They're putting a lot of pressure. They're putting a double linebacker pressure up the middle, but yet they never adjusted to the tight end trade in the wing. So that was kind of a blessing for them.
Norman has scored. Norman has scored to cut the lead to 28-21. So the Tigers down 7 to Santa Fe in the third.
Those are some ball games now.
Stieber pump fakes, fires.
Smoke right
That's
out
caught
there
by Zach McGowan. Gain of 6 to the 14. Moore now leads Mustang 35-21. That game in the third. Remember, if Moore wins, Union.
What was the score again, did you say?
They're up 14, 35-21.
Wow.
Second and 9 from the 14. Stieber opens up, gives to Lance Young. There was a seam, but it closed in a hurry.
Yeah, closed quick. The lineman came back under number 78 for them. Sean Graves came back under and made the play on that.
.550 to go here in the game. 3rd and 6 coming from the Enid 11-yard line. 2 receivers right for the Tigers. Griffin Stieber hands it off to Lance Young. Good blocking in front of him. Cut back into the 5.
Got it.
Stretching for the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown. Broken Arrow. Lance Young in for 11 yards out, and it's 48-7.
I wasn't sure if he was going to make it there for a minute. Great run.
Ryan, take it away.
Well, from what I've heard, running backs are always keep your legs moving, and I thought that was to push the pile forward, but I think that would have been the example of keep your legs moving because you're about to fall on your face and you can make it into the end zone if they keep going. But he was falling forward, continued to move his legs, and made it in the end zone.
Nice stretch by Lance Young to get in for the touchdown. Crawford bangs through another extra point. 49-7 our score here in Enid. 5.5 to go. We'll take a timeout. This is Broken Arrow Football.
Matthews Ford in Broken Arrow is known for offering nice deals on a great selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Stop there. Matthews Ford helps to keep your vehicle running right in the quick lane. Tires, brakes, batteries, oil service, you name it, the factory-trained experts at Quick Lane can handle it, and on your schedule. Give it a try. You'll see why life is better in the Quick Lane. Log on to MatthewsFordBA.com for a no-hassle, informative, convenient, easy way to shop, which is a nice deal. Matthews Ford.
I was at my yearly checkup when I was 12, and we went and got x-rays, and she diagnosed me with scoliosis, and that we needed surgery as soon as possible.
Tulsa Bone and Joint was very compassionate. They took their time with us. They answered questions. He was very encouraging.
Dr. Clark helped me see that there is life after spinal fusion. Just because your spine is fused doesn't mean that you can't do what you love to do.
Five and a half to go in this one. Broken Arrow leading 49-7 thanks to a touchdown run from Lance Young. Tyler Crawford's kick is away and into the end zone for a touchback. When we're done here, Kevin Ward will have the scoreboard show coming up for our sports animal audience, and old Kevin's going to have some matchups to follow come down to the wire, huh, Spav?
I know. Those are some great when you get to the Norman Santa Fe, what a great game. Mustang Moore.
First and 10 from the 20 for Enid with 5.5 to go. Blake Priest, I believe, is the quarterback out for drive number 2. But they've got the starting tailback, Trent Mitchell, back there. They'll give it to him. He tries to cut back to the left. And
it's a way to come in there.
Got across the 20 to the 22. Norman has tacked on another touchdown. We're holding our internet connection out here and on the plains with duct tape and bubble gum, so we'll get you a score update as fast as we can there. 2nd and 8 from the 22. They'll ride the fake there, a little play action pass there. That's caught by 17. Maddox Mabry. That's a quarterback? Hey, throw it to the quarterback. Why wouldn't you? Throw him out there.
That was the
Let him make a catch. Mason Garrett on the tackle.
Again, they're running that play action. You draw linebackers up into the line of scrimmage. You don't open up a little in there.
Ball's free, and I think the Tigers have recovered. Who's down there that got that? 69. Nice. Jeremiah Brackett. Brackett on the fumble. Over at the Enid 35-yard line. 4:05 to go in this one. Broken Arrow leading 49-7.
Had a little double slant there. Threw it to the outside slant.
Seth Dodd is back in at quarterback this drive. They'll hand it off to Lance Young. He's got room up the middle to the 20, to the 10. Lance Young to the house. Touchdown, Broken Arrow.
Untouched, untouched.
Lance Young to the house. 55-7 our score now. Crawford back on for the extra point. They stopped the clock. What happened to the point of a running clock?
I don't know. Snap
Spot. Crawford nailed it. 8 for 8 on PATs. 3:43 to go here in this one, and it's 56-7. Broken Arrow.
Yeah, so much for the running clock.
Clock stopped with 3:43 to go. Rashawn Woods knows this one can't get over soon enough.
Well, we're playing very well right now. These are the backups. They're playing very well. They're flying around the football. They created a turnover. So now we're +4 in the turnover margin.
Coach Wilkinson still down there? He leave. The offensive coaches are still there, so Spaff still has a chance to call play. Wasn't sure.
Yeah, Coach Wilkinson won't let me. I can't go wrong.
Crawford is lining up for more of a directional kick this time, and we'll practice that one. Angling toward the sideline. Plainsman made the catch. Whoa, ball's free again, and now it's all over the place. Jaden Demericut's got it at the 25, still on his feet at the 28. Holy cow, it was 34 Damaris Porter who made the catch going over his head. Somebody laid the whip. That thing free. There's a flag. Just what happened.
Get it. Who was that?
There it is.
Boom.
Boom.
Right there.
34. That was
34.
Buddy Mack. I want to call him Buddy Love. It's Buddy Mack. Pop that one free. They'll pick the flag up. All good here. No, maybe that wasn't a flag. Maybe that was supposed to be the fumble beanie, and there we go.
We're
First and 10
around.
Enid at the 28-yard line. 3:23 and counting to go in this one. Blake Priest rides the play fake, fires, caught. That's number 1, Cam Mathis. First down, Enid.
Again, just running the play action slant. They're having a lot of success with it.
Priest, play fake. He's going to fire again. Why wouldn't you? And the ball's free. I think it's Dietrich
Incomplete.
Moore, the freshman, who scooped it up for the Tigers. They going to call it incomplete, or are they going to say it's a fumble?
Well, the ref called it incomplete.
You probably hear the peanut gallery from the coach's booth to about, 8 feet away, down to the left. Let's see it again. Can we see it again while we're waiting? Coach Wilkinson wants the challenge. Let's watch this one again. Priest fires. I think that's a catch and a fumble. Man, that was close. This play is a handoff that goes a yard at best to the 49. And we're down to 2:10 to go. 56-7 our score. Broken Arrow comfortably in front.
And UCF are tied.
Hope it doesn't come down to the kicker.
Yeah.
Next week, we'll be on the air with playoff football from Broken Arrow Memorial Stadium. The Tigers will take on either Union, Mustang, or Moore. Still a whole bunch up in the air. Priest is going to fire it again. Caught by McCatherine. Is that Stieber on the tackle? There he is, going both ways.
Yeah.
They'll mark him at the 44.
We're doing a good job keeping everything underneath us, not giving up big plays. This is good with this group of young men. I like what I've seen. They're lining up right.
69 seconds to go in the regular season. It's 4th down and 2. Ball's at the 44-yard line. Priest, fumble, gives it to Trent Williams. He somehow juggled it, fell forward enough, got just enough for the first down.
Almost got it.
Nope, not enough.
Oh.
The head linesman on this side was in front of the chains, and then he wasn't the guy with the spot. So turnover on downs. Tigers will have it at their own 43-yard line. 54 seconds to go in this one. See what Coach Wilkinson can dial up here. Try and get Lance Young, touchdown number 3. Why not?
What's he going to do?
Stieber under center. Gives it to Lance Young. Hurdles, and he's wrapped up and brought down to the 45-yard line. 43 seconds to go. They haven't reset the play clock yet.
It's because you wouldn't let me call the play.
That'll do it.
That's going to be it. I can't believe Coach Wilkinson wouldn't let me call a play.
The Tigers will finish the regular season 8-2, 6-1 in the district, and hope that Norman can knock off Santa Fe and Broken Arrow can back into a district championship.
There we go. Great game on the road. Played a lot of young men. Loved it. We had over 400 yards of total offense. Third down conversions were really high. Possession time, really nice game.
Coach Alexander is going through the handshake line and try and grab him real quick before we wrap this one up here from Selby Stadium. Let's go down to Ryan. He's got Coach Alexander.
Well, Coach, you got in some new players, some young guys in there. What are some takeaways you take away from a game like this?
Well, I love that the offense in the second half was able to convert some third downs, score some points. They executed. They did a great job defensively. Heck, we got more turnovers in that second group than we did in the first half. So it was nice. We got out of here healthy. Just go get ready for the playoffs.
All right, Coach. Good game. We'll see you next week.
It's Coach Alexander with Ryan Wyckoff after a 56-7 win. We'll take a quick timeout and then wrap this one up before we get you to the scoreboard show with Kevin Ward, because the playoff picture is coming down to the wire. This is Broken Arrow football.
Can you hear it? It's the sound of hope and health and strength. It's the sound of compassion, of open doors, where people and machines are in tune and miracles occur. It's the sound of personalized healthcare and active communities. It sounds like life, and it's what you hear when you really listen.
In the folded flag, we see the heavy price of freedom. Nearly 9 out of 10 dependents of America's fallen and disabled soldiers do not qualify for federal scholarship assistance. The Folds of Honor closes that gap. Join us in this noble mission. Donate today at foldsofhonor.org. This is your call to duty.
With kids, life is one big adventure. So you need a strong financial partner like TTCU Federal Credit Union. They're always ready to help. And every TTCU checking account comes with a School Pride debit card. Every time you use your card, TTCU donates to schools. What better way to make a difference? Checking account, why not call it your living account? TTCU, life is better in balance.
Matthews Ford keeps your vehicle running right with Quick Lane. Try it and see why life is better in the Quick Lane. Log on to MatthewsFordBA.com for a no-hassle, informative, convenient, easy way to shop, which is a nice deal. Matthews Ford.
Welcome back to Enid, where the Tigers finished the regular season with a 56-7 win. Broken Arrow 8-2, 6-1 in the district, waiting to see what happens in that Norman-Edmond-Santa Fe game to determine the playoff positioning. Jake Raines was the leading passer in the game, 8 of 10, 172 yards and 2 touchdowns. We're going to give him our Player of the Game award. Seth Dodd was 3 of 3 in the second half, 18 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Griffin Stieber was 1 of 1. So Tigers as a team, 12 of 14 passing, 196 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Julian Mosley took the lead as the leading rusher, 10 carries, 82 yards, and a touchdown. Sanchez Banks only played the first half, 8 for 53 and 3 scores. And Lance Young, 4 carries, 50 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Tigers as a team, 435 yards to Enid's 177, 9 penalties for 80 yards. Coach Alexander will want to clean that up. That's above the average, but comes sometimes when you mix in multiple players. Enid's backup quarterback, Blake Priest, was 5 of 6, 108 yards and a touchdown. That, of course, came against the reserves. Trent Mitchell, the starting tailback for the Plainsmen, 15 carries, 47 yards, no touchdowns. Spab, what do you take away from this?
Well, I tell you what, I thought we did a great job. You know, as Coach Alexander said, you know, we played a lot of bodies. We played some really good offense. We were able to convert 4 out of 5 third downs with these guys. Defensively, they played very well. They kept everything underneath. We had one breakdown, though, but that's okay. I mean, those things happen. But for the most part, they played very sound football. And they had 2 turnovers on defense, which is really good. And I just saw a lot of good things from them. And it's going to see some good things coming in the future. But really, is the most important thing is what Coach Alexander said, is that we came out healthy.
Will come your way for Inside Tiger Football presented by Rib Crib on Wednesday next week, Wednesday night, 6 o'clock on the Animal because of Thunder basketball on Tuesday. Playoff game next week, 7 o'clock kickoff at Memorial Stadium. We'll be on the air with the pregame show at 6:30. Still waiting to hear on the video rights to the playoffs. We hope to be on Aerovision just before the top of the hour. The spotter tonight was Mr. Dusty Dildine. For my partners, Ryan Wyckoff and Steve Spavital, and our crew back here at Enid, and Kenneth Rumsey back at Sports Animal World Headquarters, this is Charlie Hanema saying good night from Enid, where the Tigers win 56-7. After a brief timeout, our Sports Animal listeners will join Sapulpa and Ponca City. Eric G. on the call after this. Good night from Enid.
This Aerovision broadcast is copyrighted by Broken Arrow Public Schools for the private use of our audience. This broadcast may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the expressed written consent of Broken Arrow Public Schools.